First off, congratulations on being accepted to MIT Sloan. As you start planning your MBA journey, you might want to focus on the skills you'll develop along the way. This video explains why we think strategic thinking skills will help you to future-proof your career and how the competitive strategy course will help you to develop these skills. So why focus on skills in the first place? One of the most significant trends in the labor markets in the past decade has been a shift from hiring based on credentials to hiring based on skills. Now, this is true across the board, but it's especially important for the kinds of jobs MBAs have traditionally sought out in tech, finance, consulting, startups, and so forth. So which skills are most important for you right out of Sloan and later in your career? One valuable source of data is the GMAC. It's a consortium of leading business schools, including MIT Sloan. Last year, they interviewed roughly 1,000 people responsible for hiring MBAs at some of the most desired employers in the world. They asked what skills are most important for MBAs right now. Strategic thinking ranked number 3. They also asked which skills are likely to be most valuable for MBAs 5 years in the future. And here, strategic thinking jumped to number 1. When we asked OpenAI which skills are most likely to remain crucial for MBAs in the future, strategic thinking again topped the list. So based on data, we believe strategic thinking skills will be one of the most valuable sets of capabilities that you can build during your time in the MBA program, both in the short term and the long term for your career. We've organized the course around the competitive strategy course around 3 related skills. So the first one is strategic thinking. Okay, that's the core. It's basically using strategic first principles, understanding them, and applying them to new, unstructured, unfamiliar situations in order to decide what is going to allow a firm to create, capture, and sustain economic value. So that's the heartland of the course. Related to that, though, is a set of skills around strategy analytics. So basically, you're grounding your assessment of a situation and your recommendations in sound analysis and good data. And then finally, persuading with evidence. So it's not enough to come up with great ideas, great understanding of the situation, great recommendations. You have to persuade people to act, and we'll help you to persuade people to act, both with written memos and with your conversational skills in assessing and making recommendations on strategies. So what we've done in the course is we've broken down these 3 big skills into 19 micro skills. Okay, so for instance, under strategic thinking, an example of one of these micro skills is analyzing industry attractiveness and structure in order to predict how attractive an industry is likely to be in the future, to identify emerging threats and opportunities. And we furthermore laid out the course in a way that for each of these sub-skills, you'll have an opportunity to practice them multiple times. Okay, so what this table shows is each row is one of the micro skills, and each column is one of the classes. And as you see here, you'll have opportunities to practice each of them multiple times, each of these skills multiple times to help you to develop them, become more comfortable, more confident in using them. How do we practice? Well, we practice primarily through cases. Okay, so basically what we're doing in the class is we're presenting you with cases, and you have to take these first principles of strategy. You have to take these skills and apply them in settings, in industries, to companies, to strategic challenges that'll be unfamiliar to you. And along the way, you're practicing those skills and getting better at applying them in different situations. Now, specifically how we practice is twofold. One, through our case discussions in class. Okay, so a lot of our class time, almost all of our class time, is going to be take the form of interactive discussions. So you're talking about a case, you're hearing your classmates' point of view, you're challenging their point of view, you're asking questions, you're trying to persuade them of your point of view, and along the way, not only do you practice those core skills, you learn from one another. So that's the first way that we practice the skills. The second way we practice the skills is through memos. So for each of these, for 3 of these case studies, you'll write a memo in a team summarizing your assessment of the situation and your recommendations to management. In addition to those 3, and you get to choose which of the cases you write those memos on. In addition to those 3 memos, you'll write a memo for the midterm and a memo for the final cases, where you'll do the same thing, analyze the company and make recommendations. In addition to the case discussions and the case memos, we invite guests to kind of bring things to life in the class. So this was the list of guests that we had last year. We're still finalizing the schedule for this year, but this is quite representative of what you can expect in the course. So I hope we've given you a sense of what the strategic thinking skills are that we're going to help you to develop, that you can expect to develop if you take the competitive strategy course in the fall. And we very much hope to see many of you next fall.